Here 8. Side hustle income type explained. Freelancing. Imagine getting paid by 5 different companies this month instead of relying on just one paycheck. That's the reality for many freelancers. Instead of working as a permanent employee, freelancers sell individual skills like writing, graphic design, programming, video editing, or marketing to clients who need specific projects completed. Picture someone designing a logo in the morning, editing a YouTube video in the afternoon, and writing website content before the day ends. One skill can create several different income streams, but here's the interesting part. Two freelancers with almost identical abilities can earn dramatically different amounts. Often, the biggest difference isn't talent, but reputation, communication, and the ability to attract better-paying clients. The downside? Finding consistent work can feel like a job of its own. Some months are packed with projects while others are surprisingly slow. Freelancing is less like having one boss and more like running a small business where you happen to be the product. For people who enjoy independence and don't mind uncertainty, it can become much more than a side hustle. Rideshare and delivery driving. Picture this. It's Friday evening, your phone buzzes with a new order, and within seconds you're heading across town while someone eagerly waits for dinner. That's how rideshare and delivery driving works. Apps connect drivers with passengers or customers who need transportation or deliveries, allowing almost anyone with a qualified vehicle to start earning quickly. At first glance, it seems like every completed trip means more profit. However, the surprising thing is that your car is working just as hard as you are. Fuel, maintenance, insurance, tire wear, and depreciation quietly eat into your earnings every mile you drive. That's why experienced drivers often avoid low-paying requests and focus on busy hours when demand is highest. Unlike a traditional part-time job, you decide exactly when to start and stop working, but your income also stops the moment you log off. It's one of the easiest side hustles to begin, but success comes from working smarter, not simply driving longer. Online content creation. Did you know that many successful creators earn more from sponsorships than from advertising? That's a surprise to many people who think YouTube ads are the main source of income. Online content creation begins with sharing videos, photos, articles, podcasts, or social media posts around topics people enjoy watching or learning about. But creating content is only the beginning. Building an audience is the real challenge. Imagine planting hundreds of seeds without knowing which one will eventually grow into a tree. That's what publishing content often feels like. As an audience grows, creators unlock multiple income streams through brand deals, affiliate marketing, memberships, merchandise, digital products, and advertising. The downside? Growth is unpredictable. Some videos gain millions of views overnight, while others barely reach anyone despite the same amount of effort. Success usually comes from consistency rather than luck. For patient creators who enjoy teaching, entertaining, or sharing experiences, this side hustle offers some of the highest long-term earning potential: selling handmade products. Imagine turning a weekend hobby into a business that ships products across the country. That's exactly how many handmade businesses begin. Whether it's candles, jewelry, pottery, artwork, soap, knitted clothing, or custom decorations, every product starts with creativity before it ever reaches a customer. But making the item is only half the job. It also needs professional photos, clear descriptions, attractive packaging, and reliable shipping. Here's where things get interesting. Customers aren't just buying an object. They're often buying the story behind something made by a real person instead of a factory. That's why handmade products can sometimes sell for much higher prices than mass-produced alternatives. However, success creates its own challenges. Filling 10 orders is manageable, but filling 1,000 can quickly become overwhelming without better equipment or outside help. Many sellers discover that production, inventory, and customer service eventually take more time than crafting itself. The most successful creators learn to balance creativity with business skills. Reselling products. Think about the last time you found something valuable at a garage sale for just a few dollars. Now imagine selling that same item online for 10 times the price. That's the basic idea behind reselling. Instead of creating products, resellers make money by spotting opportunities that other people miss. They search thrift stores, clearance aisles, estate sales, flea markets, and online marketplaces looking for underpriced items. But here's the surprising part. The best resellers aren't simply lucky, they're incredibly knowledgeable. They can recognize valuable brands, rare collectibles, or limited edition products almost instantly. It's a bit like being a treasure hunter, except your map is experience instead of guesswork. Of course, every purchase comes with risk. Some items never sell, while others take months to find the right buyer. Successful resellers also spend time cleaning, photographing, listing, and shipping every product. In the end, the real skill isn't buying cheap, it's knowing what's actually worth paying for. Online tutoring and coaching. Picture someone in New York learning guitar from a teacher in California or a student in Japan practicing English with a tutor in Texas. Thanks to video calls, distance has become almost meaningless. Online tutoring and coaching allow people to earn income by sharing knowledge instead of physical products. Academic subjects, fitness, music, coding, languages, business, and even career advice have all become popular coaching niches. But here's what many people overlook. Students usually aren't paying only for information. They're paying for guidance, accountability, and personalized feedback. That's something a simple internet search can't fully replace. As tutors gain experience and positive reviews, they often raise their rates and attract repeat clients. The biggest challenge isn't teaching the lesson, it's consistently finding new students while keeping existing ones engaged. If you enjoy explaining ideas and helping people improve, this side hustle can grow steadily because your expertise becomes more valuable with every successful student. Pet sitting and house sitting. Imagine receiving money simply to spend the weekend in someone else's home while taking care of an adorable golden retriever. It almost sounds too easy. But pet sitting and house sitting involve much more responsibility than many people realize. Clients trust you with their pets, homes, keys, and sometimes even valuable belongings while they're away. A typical day might include feeding animals, walking dogs, giving medication, watering plants, bringing in mail, and making sure everything stays exactly as the owner left it. Here's where trust becomes the most valuable skill. One happy customer often leads to several referrals because people prefer hiring someone recommended by friends or family. The downside? Emergencies can happen, a pet may get sick, or unexpected problems around the house may require quick decisions. Unlike many side hustles, your reputation is built almost entirely on reliability. For responsible animal lovers, it offers flexible income while spending time with pets instead of sitting behind a desk. Renting out assets. Look around your home for a moment. That spare bedroom, unused camera, power tools in the garage, or even an empty parking space could all be earning money instead of collecting dust. Renting out assets is one of the few side hustles where you don't necessarily have to create anything or learn a brand new skill. Instead, you let other people temporarily use things you already own. Rental platforms make it easier than ever to connect owners with people who only need an item for a few hours or a few days. But here's the interesting part. Many people call this passive income, even though it often isn't completely passive. Equipment needs maintenance, properties need cleaning, and customers sometimes require support. Hidden costs like repairs, insurance, and normal wear can also reduce profits over time. The most successful owners focus on assets that stay in high demand while requiring relatively little upkeep. When managed wisely, idle possessions can quietly become reliable sources of recurring income.